for a day? Join us as we take a behind-the-scenes look at our beloved monarch, King Yaz, the 12 times 2. Even as I speak, important decisions are being made. Decisions which could change the course of history.
And an extra egg roll.
You want plum sauce with that, sire?
Yes, and make sure my fortune cookie says, have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Done, your obtuseness. Guard, you want to phone this order in?
Who are the next lucky contestants, Chester?
We have 2 delegates from the eastern and western portions of the country. You promised them independence, sire.
Certainly, send them in. Toot sweet.
Immediately, if not sooner.
It's good to be king.
You should know, oh heavy weighs the head.
What do you two have to say for thyselves?
Well, I say tomato.
I say tomato.
Like I say potato.
I say potato.
Like tomato.
Tomato.
Like potato.
Potato.
Let's call the whole thing off. No, but seriously, folks, we just ordered lunch. What do you kids want?
Well, could I have, a Western sandwich?
And I'll have the eastern half of her Western sandwich.
Mondo Rongo.
Oh, and so enough. You'll get wontons and like it. Down to business.
Great. You granted us our freedom, remember? You promised us each an equal part of your kingdom. Duh.
Why would I do a thing like that?
Well, we of the West were attacking the East beaucoup.
Oh, and we of the East were attacking the West.
Naturally, we had to go through the center of the country to get at each other.
Oh, and you just had the center cleaned, my lord.
So you told us if we would knock it off, you would give us each an equal part of your kingdom.
And knock it off we have, sire.
Oh, fair enough. Chester, the map.
Radio.
My fjord. What happened to my fjord?
We lost them when you had the country painted last year, sire.
All right, what a bother. Now, both you guys want an equal piece of my turf, but I don't want to give away too much. I am the king, after all.
If I might make a suggestion, you confused one.
Oh, suggest away.
Would it not be equitable to divide the country into 3 pieces, giving the East and West parcels of land equal in size, but smaller than your territory?
I'd still have the most, right?
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I'd still be king, right?
For life, or 100,000 miles, whichever came first.
Fetch the royal scissors. Okay, let's try this. Let's see. That's there. Here. Okay, now, let's see. This piece is for you, this piece is for you, and this big piece is for me.
But, my lord, this is not fair. My piece is much smaller than hers.
You are Mondo selfish.
Oh, I do not think so.
Have another try, sire.
Another map? Okay. Now let's try this.
You want
again.
to keep the sharp end pointed down, your ineptitude?
Oh, right. that reminds... No, okay. So, here we go like this. Oh, this is much better. I can tell already. Okay. This is for you. This is for you. And this...
That's it. Forget it. This is the unkindest cut of all.
May I step in yet again, sire?
Oh, please.
Often a difficult shape, like the one our country's in, just kidding, sire, can be made simpler by dividing it into simpler shapes. Let me get you another map. This, I believe, is a trapezoid.
Beats me.
And a very special trapezoid indeed. With a little work, I can cut 2 triangles off of it, each the same size.
Oops.
And presto. See? The same size. one on the east and one on the west.
And I get the big square in the middle?
Appropriately so, sire. And please note that the area of the east and west together are equal to your square.
I always knew you were cut up, but I never thought you'd take it this far. I made a funny. Well, happy?
Beaucoup. A clam, Your Majesty.
Which reminds me, where's the food?
Oh, in a trice.
A trice, is that little thing that keeps the chow mein warm? Fetch the other royal chopstick.
Just think. This much of the show is gone, leaving this much to come. So, let it come.
Madman, your mission is to eat only multiples of 4. When you encounter a number, you will have until the count of 3 to make your decision. And beware the unmerciful Mr. Glitch. He will eat you if you are wrong.
Tee! Mathman.
Looks good.
Mathman. Ponder. Multiple of 4. Yep. Mathman. Multiples of 4. Mathman. Looks good. No, it doesn't. Mathman.
Oh, that was great.
Square One TV's roving reporter asks another mathematical question of the person on the street. Today's question, what is a quadrilateral?
A quadrilateral must be a four-sided something or another.
A four-sided figure.
Imaginary line goes from North Pole to South Pole.
Kwamis. Four. Quadrilateral. See, I'm trying to relate this to mathematics. Maybe a square. Maybe. Gee, I think it's 4.
That's a four-sided figure.
4. Four-sided object?
Well, that's a four-sided straight-lined object.
Something that goes up. 4 stories tall.
It's something with 4 sides.
Let's see. A rectangle, parallelogram, a trapezoid. Shapes with 4 sides. They've got 4 corners, too. An interesting game of football. The kids from across town have never lost a football game. They're big and strong and fast, and we're, well, not as big and strong and fast. And I guess that pretty much tells the story. Well, one day, they challenged us to a game. We decided to play in the field behind my house, which is a rectangle. That's a quadrilateral. 4 sides, opposite sides parallel, and 4 right angles. A good place to play football, right? Wrong, because in one corner there are apple trees, and in another corner somebody built a fence. But I had an idea. If we drew lines on the grass like this, we could make a new field, a trapezoid. This is a quadrilateral. 4 sides and 2 opposite sides parallel. I immediately saw that this would make an interesting game of football. Because if you run along the bottom, you still have to go 100 yards to make a touchdown. But if you run along the top, you only have to go 50 yards. Well, our team realized this. Their team didn't. We beat them 107-0. It was a massacre. Well, they wanted a rematch. Okay, we said, we'll play again tomorrow. That night it rained. Good for the flowers, bad for football. When we got to the field the next day, half of it had turned into a swamp, but I had an idea. If we drew new lines on the grass like this, we could make a new field. 4 sides, but no sides parallel, just a quadrilateral. I immediately saw this would make an interesting game of football. Because if you go in this direction, you have an enormous goal line and a pretty easy chance to score. But if you go the other way, you have a really small goal line. And well, you get the picture. Our team always went this way. Their team always went that way. We won 397-0. Next time, I think we'll play them on a triangle, something like this. Then we won't have any goal line at all. Just the goal point. I figure we'll score, 800, 900 points before they catch on.
Quadrilateral. Hey, that's 360 degrees.
You know what a fraction is, don't you? It's the quotient of 2 whole numbers. Knowing that, watch this.
Hey, Red.
Hey, Larry, how you doing, man? I've been thinking all day. I got this plan.
You mean about the problem we talked about?
Take it easy, pal. You don't have to shout.
Oh boy, boy, oh boy, 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 boy. Sorry, man, but that's great, you see, 'cause there's only one thing that bothered me about doing my math assignment last night. It blew my mind and it don't seem right, and it's fractions.
What?
Fractions.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Fractions.
All right, Larry, I got it. Larry, yo, man. Yo, you're killing when you should be chilling. Larry. Hey, Larry, hey, dude, you got to hang tough, 'cause this fraction stuff can get really rough. But like I told you, dude, I'm gonna help you out. You got no good reason to sweat and pout, 'cause I'm the king of cool, and I'm a whiz at school, and I look good.
Huh?
Somebody bring me a mirror. Yeah.
Now wait, you are the whiz, but this stuff's a mystery. I can't figure out what the result is gonna be. If I take 2 and divide by 3, what sort of fraction am I gonna see?
No sweat, my man, listen to my words. 2 divided by 3 equals 2/3, and it looks like this, as you can plainly see. You put the 2 up here, and down here's the 3. It works anytime you must divide a fraction answer you can provide. Take one whole number, divide by another, put the first one on top of the other. Draw a line between the 2. Nothing else that you have to do. Yes. Somebody bring me a mirror.
Now wait. Hey, Red.
Hey, Larry.
This cannot be, 'cause I worked all night. I was up till 3. Now, you did it once, but can you do it again? Let's try some more. I'll tell you when. The problem here, I will provide. You write the fraction here beside, and if you got the stuff to prove this rule, then I must admit you are the king of cool.
Yes.
And I will bring you a mirror.
I know.
Get ready. 5 divided by 6 equals
5, 6.
3 divided by 9 equals
3 ninths.
8 divided by 5 equals 8/5. Put the first whole number on top of the other.
Draw a line and you will discover a fraction. Yeah.
A fraction.
I think you have it,
I
Larry.
really want to tell you, it's a fraction.
By George, he's got it. Wait. Where's my mirror?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I know you
Right
do.
here.
All right. Larry, that is not a mirror. I can only see a fraction of myself.
Oh, yeah, but that part of you looks real good, man.
Oh, does it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you never noticed.
No, I think about an 1/8 of you looks good.
You're a wise man. What?
Yeah, or maybe a 16.
A 16?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a
Larry,
minute.
you're losing your wisdom.
All right, a half.
A half?
A
That's
half
better.
of a half, huh?
What's up?
My cousin Harold bet me a Tyrannisburger that I couldn't put 11 elephants in 4 pens.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, but the tricky part is it has to be an odd number in each pen.
Piece of cake. Watch. There. How's that?
3, 1, 5, 2. Nope, no good. 2 is an even number. How about this? That's got it.
7310. No, that won't work either. 0 is an even number.
Wait, this is no good. We should look at this from a different point of view.
Yeah. Hey, I got it. Watch this.
Hey, you did it! 7, 3, 1, and all 11 are inside the big pen.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you gotta look at a problem a couple of different ways.
You know, now that you mention it, I'll bet there are other ways to do it.
Hey, let's try it on Griswold over there.
Most doctors surveyed prescribed Square One TV for patients with mathache.
The story you are about to see is made up, but the problems are real.
It was 9:43 a.m. and the seasons had once again merged in Southern California. It was not a pleasant sight. I was working the day watch out of MathNet. My partner is George Ernest Frankley. The boss is Thad Green. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. My partner was on trial for a bank robbery he did not commit, and I needed evidence to prove it. We decided to look at scenes from yesterday's show to see if they would help. George had mentioned that one day while he was on vacation, the weather turned bad. I thought that might help us, especially after the pilot of a flying service said George was on his plane on the day of the robbery, making it theoretically possible for George to have committed the crime.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Munger. Have you ever seen me before?
Not since last Friday, when I flew you from the island to the mainland, saw you get in your car and drive to L.A. Why?
Stop it! He's lying, Kate.
I think so, too. Remember when I asked you about the weather on your trip? I need that information.
Kate, that's not important now. I'm about to be convicted of something I didn't do.
That's why it is important now.
That is incontrovertible evidence, Kate. You've done an excellent job.
Thank you, Your Honor.
My advice is that you present these facts in open court.
Yes, sir.
Then have George's attorney, George, move for a mistrial.
And you'll grant it?
Indeed, I will. All right.
George, we're going to get you off scot-free.
Be seated. We have some unusual new evidence which Sergeant Mundy will present to the court on behalf of this case. Kate?
Thank you, Your Honor. As you will all recall, yesterday, the pilot and owner of Fishmonger Airlines testified that he picked up the defendant on Nomanison Island at 7:45 a.m. I have here the official report on the weather conditions on the day in question, and they confirm a suspicion. The weather in the Great North Woods on Friday, July 13th of this year showed heavy fog. The fog was so heavy, in fact, that the visibility was 0. That means you could see less than 1/16 of a mile, about the length of a football field. An airplane could not have taken off or landed under those conditions.
How long did those conditions prevail, Kate?
According to the Weather Bureau, the fog lifted at 9:30 a.m. due to heavy winds.
So, he could have flown the defendant to the mainland by 10 a.m. And if Frankley broke the speed limit, he could have driven the 150 miles in 2 hours and still robbed the bank.
You're forgetting that the pilot wasn't at the island at 9:30. He was on the mainland. He would have had to fly from the mainland to the island and back, and not only that, the Weather Bureau reports something else.
What?
Winds of 50 miles per hour and gusting to 70 miles per hour. That means that even if a small plane could have flown in that weather, it could not have maintained the schedule.
But with a 50-mile-an-hour wind, he could have got to the island in about 15 minutes and back in about 15 minutes.
No. The wind would help him going over. He might have made it in 15 minutes with a tailwind. But then he would have had to turn around and fly into the wind. The return trip would have taken about 45 minutes to an hour. George couldn't have robbed the bank, Your Honor. The pilot was lying. George, the judge said you should ask for a mistrial.
May it please the court?
Yes, Mr. Franklin.
I would like to call a witness.
You may, of course. Mr. Franklin, call whomever you want.
Me.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you gosh?
I do.
You may sit.
I prefer to stand, Your Honor. It's more dramatic.
If you wish.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, I'd like to thank all those who've come to my defense during my trial. Kate was relentless work, incredible energy, and indisputable sense of fair play have been an inspiration to me. To my chief, Thad Green, who, even when the days looked darkest, stood by me. Debbie Williams, whose sense of forensics is second only to her dexterous fingers.
Kate, that doesn't sound like the George we know and love.
What's George doing?
So, Your Honor, members of the prosecution, fellows of my defense, honored spectators.
Will you please get on with it? I've got a racquetball game in 15 minutes, and justice will be served.
Please pardon me, Your Honor. I just want to say one thing. I, George Ernest Franklin, I am guilty as charged.
You admit you're guilty?
George, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, and I apologize to any of those I may have hurt. My friends, my sixth grade teacher, Mrs. Burke, my scoutmaster, Mr. Hare, and of course, my beloved wife, Martha, and our fine children.
George doesn't have any children.
That is not George Ernest Franklin.
May it please the court. I am George Ernest Franklin, and I've just come out of the closet. Where that man gagged me and tied me an hour ago while Kate was in judge's chambers.
George, is that you?
No one else but. I'm mad.
But if you're you, who's he?
I don't know, but I got a pretty good idea.
Arrest that man.
I was almost certain I didn't rob that bank. Then when Kate and Debbie and I tried to figure out who might want me framed, we decided it might have been the brothers Karamazov, or Karamazov.
Karamazov?
But how could they have gotten me to rob the bank? Could they have hypnotized me? Of course they couldn't. I'm unhypnotizable. So who was me at the bank when it wasn't me? It was Irving Karamazov. That man who learned the art of disguises while working in the prison theater program. Why not? A little grease paint here, a little latex here, a wig, blue contact lenses. He even copied my voice. This is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Oh, no, you don't, you phony mathematician. What about that pilot? That's right, that man right there. That's Jake Karamazov, or Karamazov. He set up that airline just to frame me. Your Honor, I am George Franklin. I robbed the bank. Oh, yeah? Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Irving Karamazov, or Karamazov.
Bailiff, remand him to custody.
And his brother.
Hey, let go, let go! The nose is real, try the hair.
Jake Karamazov, or Karamazov.
Take them away. The case against George Ernest Franklin is dismissed. Court adjourned.
Partner, justice has won out.
Congratulations, George. We all knew you were innocent.
Thanks, everybody.
One thing, George. Next time you take a vacation, do me a favor.
Yes, Chief.
Take a witness along, will you? The brothers brothers Karamazov or Karamazov, Irving and Jake, were tried and convicted of a 6133, escaping from prison, a 211 robbing a bank, a 487.3 driving a mathematician's car without his permission, a 653 franc lying under oath, and a 3.1416 impersonating a mathematician. They were sent back to prison and good riddance. They still write to George on a regular basis.
He believes that anyone can help me.